Thank you. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Ratanataya. Moment here. Okay, welcome to our part 2 of Dhammadharini's online celebration of our 20th anniversary. So, wonderful, beautiful celebration. It's ongoing. We started last weekend with a beautiful in-person event here in the Sala at Dhammadharini Monastery. And we then had a program this morning for those in the time zones when that was convenient for them. And now continuing, and happy to see so many more friends and even some return visitors from our morning. So second time around, I'm glad you're still with us. So wanted to start just by introducing who's here. I'm Bhikkhuni Kachayana. I'll be one of your co-hosts along with, to introduce yourself.
I'm Theravada Bhikkhuni, host.
And we are two of the Bhikkhunis currently here at Dhammadharini for the Vasa. You know, we'll be reviewing today how many different Bhikkhunis have come through this place over time. And happy to see some of you joining online. Happy to see Ayyā Ananda Bodhi and Venerable Satima at Parayana Vihara. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Bhikkhuni Shakya Dhammadina here online. And Pasati Vihara. I don't see, I think. I don't see you, but I'm happy you're here. And
Venerable Gotami joining us again.
Venerable Gotami is here also. So many Bhikkhunis with us online. And also, we have an unusually large number of Bhikkhunis here with us for the Vasa. I just want to tell you who's here with us at the moment for those who have not been as in touch. So we have Ayyā Tathālokā Mahateri, of course, and she's been an integral part of, well, everything with Dhammadharini for the past 20 years, but also of this program, and given a lot of input and a lot of work behind the scenes. We have with us Ayyā Metta Jivi, I think joining us from Aranya Bodhi Hermitage this evening. We may be able to see her a little bit later. She's our last minute surprise Bhikkhuni staying with us for the Vasa. She's entered second Vasa here with us. And maybe we'll tell a little bit about the story of that later. But, and I'm Bhikkhuni Kachayana, also currently joining us from Aranya Bodhi. We have Bhikkhuni Dhammanusari, Bhikkhuni Vandana from India, Bhikkhuni Sangha from Malaysia, Bhikkhuni Jutindara from Cambodia and Germany, Bhikkhuni Tavira here with us, Bhikkhuni Awera, come lean in for a moment. Bhikkhuni Awera from India is with us here. Also at the Hermitage currently we have Sikhamana Arya Wangsi from Thailand, and Seminary Arya Dhamma Jivi is not on screen but here with us at Dhammadharini Monastery from Cambodia and the US. Also we have 3 Anagarikas with us this Vasa. Two of them shaved their heads about 3 weeks ago, one of them about 1 week ago. So Anagarika Arya Manda, Anagarika Arya Lochana, and Anagarika Dhammahangsi also with us. So it's a big monastic group here representing Dhammadharini for the moment. But of course, it's been quite a few people representing Dhammadharini over time, the constant flow. And that's what we're here to celebrate in a way today. The past 20 years. The Dhammadharini was founded in 2005 in Fremont, California, on the August full moon for the entry into second Vasa in 2005. At that time, there were just 2 Bhikkhunis there, Ayyā Tathālokā and Ayyā Sucinta from Germany, joining for that first Vasa. And I'd like to start by sharing the reflection that was shared at that opening blessings of the Dhammadharini Vihara in Fremont in 2005, thanks to the archivist, who I think is possibly here with us on the call, who saved the program from that event so that we can now share this reflection. I'm just going to read this. These are Ayyā Tathālokā's words at the founding of Dhammadharini. And this, I'm going to give you a shortened version here, but just sharing what she was reflecting on when founding this place 20 years ago. So her words, this is titled In the Flow of Dhamma. First, I would like to express my joy and my appreciation to you good friends in the Dhamma, both old and new, who have come together here like the factors of enlightenment, giving birth to this space in which we see and know the Dhamma, the space in which we enter the stream and cross over, the space in which we realize awakening. The name for this new way place, Dhammadharini, sprang forth from the lips of the Venerable Master who is here blessing this space today, Ajahn Mahaprasert, an inspiration and guide to me for more than a few years now. Dhammadharini, although a little long and hard to pronounce at first, literally means to contain, hold, or uphold the Dhamma in the feminine tense. Like a stream holds and contains a flow of water, which is truly formless and unbounded. Thara is the stream, the flow. In the Thai language, generosity is namjai, the water of the heart, or in common Christian English, the water of the spirit. It is true that when we are selfish, our heart becomes dry, contracted, shriveled up. In true generosity and kindness, this water comes forth, drenching and filling our own heart, quenching our thirst, and overflowing in abundance to our friends, family, and the world around us. The heart can fill itself and overflow with even a kind word, a slight move, a twinkle of the eyes, the sharing of a moment. On the contrary, here in our local society, we find many people rich in abundant material wealth, yet mysteriously, no matter how hard we work, how much money we make, or how many material possessions we acquire, there is never enough. And the moral price for this acquisition can be so high, even for those who advance with good ethics, in getting ahead oneself and for one's business and investments. Often there is no time, no space remaining for the things that are really important in our lives. No time to share, no time to give. Feeling unbalanced and far from nature, far from our heart, a tremendous gap appears in our life. And this gap is like a desert, a barren wasteland. In the Nikayas and Agamas, the classical Theravadan texts, in the middle length and long discourses of the Buddha, we come upon this image and this theme again and again. A woman or a man, tired, weary, thirsty, in search of water, in need of water, comes upon an oasis in the desert, a pool in the forest wilds, or a high mountain lake. In the mountain lake, it is clear that the water has no external source, but is welling up from within. The foolish one, utterly blinded, fevered, deluded, passes it by, unseeing, their eyes upon the distance, their thoughts filled with the mirage of getting somewhere else, something else. It may be a long time before they know what they have missed. The person more astute may sense a fresh breeze, and stumbling upon it may even pause for a moment to drink and to splash on a little water before passing on their way, their mind focused on another goal, another object out there, somewhere else. The wise one, seeing the water in its perfect clarity and purity, stops, enters the water and bathes in it. Quenching her thirst, washing completely clean like a pure white cloth, she immerses herself in it, soaks in it, steeps in it, until she is thoroughly pervaded by it. She knows the end of tanha, the end of suffering. Although in their detail some of these teachings pass through the Brahmaviharas, some pass through the factors of awakening, and some through the jhanas, all of them end in the utter quenching of thirst, in complete fulfillment, in nibbana. What needed to be done is done. There is no more longing, no more searching, no more coming and going amongst states of being. There is peace. This is the cause and the end for which we have come together in the flow of Dhamma, to open this way place, this oasis for the Buddhist women's Sangha, the entire Buddhist community, and all thirsty travelers longing for refuge. Let us together open our hearts and minds in harmony, and with this good intention and the full and bright awareness of our practice in the present moment, all bless ourselves, one another, and this space of awakening. May all our words of blessing be true for us. May all these good causes come to fruition. Nibbana pachayo hotu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So these good words from the founding, and I think still resonating today. Still, this is our attention and our wish for this place, that it may be a refuge and a source of cool water in a parched desert. So with that, I'm going to review a little bit of Dhammadharini's history. We have history in picture form for you this evening. In a moment, I'll pull up the slideshow here. Now, I want to say, we presented this slideshow once this morning, and that gave an opportunity for Ayyā Tathālokā to see me present it and offer corrections. So this will be the hopefully corrected, more accurate version than. So if you joined us this morning, you get to hear the corrections. Anyway, Dhammadharini, 20 years in pictures. So here's a photo from the evening after that opening blessings day with Ayyā Tathālokā and Ayyā Sucinta at the brand new Dhammadharini Vihara in Fremont in 2005. And with all the furniture being offered by friends, the Buddha Rupa, the candlesticks, and the incense holder from Wat Buddhanasorn, tables from Radhika, the rug from Supatra, and the sign from Sayana, painted for the new Vihara there. So memory, all those friends and all of these things are still with us here at Dhammadharini Monastery today, still in use regularly. So anumodana for all of that. Then, so that was the evening of the opening blessing day. They entered the second Vasa the following day and then went right out for alms round. So this was the first alms round in Fremont in 2005 with Ayyā Tathālokā and Ayyā Sucinta. And this was, well, we have a reflection, very sweet reflection from Ayyā Sucinta about this. Let me, just a moment, I need to adjust my sharing so that I can share sound. Okay, so just a brief reflection from Ayyā Sucinta on this occasion. Okay. All right. Okay, you're not hearing that, are you? Not hearing that. All right, just a moment. Try that again. Share sound, yes, share sound. Right. Well, I'm not sure if I can make it share the sound right now. Let's see. This, we got it working before.
Dhamma greetings from Norway, where I am currently spending the and congratulations on 20 years of Dhammadharini Bhikkhuni Monastery. Just recently I came across a text that I wrote years back in Australia. It's called Sanghamita's Western Branch, and I realized that actually the introduction is about an alms round in Fremont, where Dhammadharini started. So I want to read out. An alms round in a Western country like California is not quite the same as an alms round in Sri Lanka. Hard to imagine in Fremont, California, for example, walking quietly, eyes downcast as we approach streets, houses, shops, churches. We say hi to people we meet. We wave to our little 5-year-old friends and have a little chat with them over the fence as we pass the courtyard. People tell us about their problems, ask us to visit their mother with Alzheimer's disease, the old father who was in Thailand in the good old days, a sister grown old and senile, hard to take care of, a friend who is seriously ill, a wife who is lonely. Our friends do not necessarily call themselves Buddhist. Maybe they are Christians following Jesus with a good heart, not wanting nuns go hungry, or having experienced some spiritual practices of the Native Americans, just curious. What's in your pot today? Asked the owner of a store on Niles Boulevard when we came along at the end of our alms round. Often he kept some apples or cookies for the two bhikkhunis to make sure that our bowls would contain more than pristine emptiness, although he knew that there was a deva at the vihara preparing lunch for us. He liked to ask us all kinds of questions, sometimes slightly provocative. Why we don't work, why we don't handle money, why we don't cook, why we don't eat afternoon. In our traditional Theravada robes, carrying alms bowls, we blend in with the nice boulevard environment, antique stores, Harley Davidson motorcycle club, and Charlie Chaplin images to remind you that this is Little Hollywood, birthplace of silent movies. They look similarly exciting, seem to have reappeared from ancient times, not escaped from an unknown planet. So, I'm wishing you happy celebration and goodbye.
No, sadhu, sadhu. Many thanks to Ayyā Sucinta Mahateri, ordained in Bodh Gaya in 1998. So one of our more senior Mahateris in the world today. And we'll be seeing her again throughout these photos. All right, so back to the slideshow. Oops. Sorry. No. All right. So then, carrying on. This is, in 2006, the second Anagarika precept ceremony at Dhammadharini Vihara. We see on the right, seated, the first Anagarika, who is now Ayyā Santusika, and kneeling, offering the tray, receiving her Anagarika precepts, is Anagarika Suvijana, now Ayyā Suvijana. I don't know if she may be joining us from Pasadi Vihara this evening, but anyway. Here we have in 2005 a gathering of 3 bhikkhunis together. This is Ayyā Tathālokā, and then on the viewer's left, Ayyā Sudhamma, and on the viewer's right, Ayyā Gunasari. And this was taken at Spirit Rock at a gathering. Also, Bhikkhuni Sangha was also there. And for many people, this was the first time that they were able to see 3 bhikkhunis together. Not just 1, not just 2, but 3. And also the one Anagarika who had gone forth locally, which was a new thing at that time. So this is an important memory for some people of the Bhikkhuni Sangha coming to California. In 2007, Ayyā Tathālokā and a delegation from the United States went to Germany for the first Global Congress on Buddhist Women in Hamburg. And so we have here from left to right, we have Ayyā Gunasari, Ayyā Sudhamma, both Mahateris now, along with Jetsun Mas Tenzin Palmos in the middle, Ayyā Tathālokā, and then Ayyā Dhammananda of Thailand, who was recently ordained at that time. And so the delegation from the United States included Ayyā Gunasari, Ayyā Sudhamma, and Ayyā Tathālokā, who were 3 of the 5 founders of the North American Bhikkhuni Association. And they decided to go there. Ayyā Tathālokā went as an invited speaker. And it's just an amazing photo of these sort of amazing bhikkhunis all together. So, appreciating this photo. After that, there was a gathering of some of these same bhikkhunis in Carolina's Buddhist Vihara at Greenville, South Carolina. This was the Rice Pindapat prior to the first Bhikkhuni Patimokkha recitation in North America. So if I had a little more time, I'd find you one of the other photos where they're seated for the Patimokkha. But this is the gathering. We have Ayyā Tathālokā, Ayyā Sudina, Ayyā Sudhamma, Ayyā Gunasari, Ayyā Modita from Germany, Ayyā Sopana, as this time a very new bhikkhuni, recently ordained in Sri Lanka, along with Ayyā Satima, also ordained at the same time as her in Sri Lanka, and Ayyā Punsiriwada from Thailand. And so this group was offered the first Bhikkhuni Patimokkha recitation in North America ever, as far as we're aware, in 2007, hosted and arranged by Ayyā Sudhamma. In 2007, Ayyā Tathālokā had her first retreat on the land at Aranya Bodhi, which was not yet Aranya Bodhi. This was the land belonging to our landowner, Jill, who later gave the gift of use of the land, but at this time had just given invitation to come for retreat time on her beautiful, beautiful property in the Redwoods on the Sonoma coast. This is Ayyā Tathālokā going to Jill's house for tea during her retreat time in 2007. Shortly after that, Ayyā Tathālokā, in late 2007 and early 2008, she flew to India along with several others. Where are my notes? So she was traveling there on invitation to lead the Buddha Vision Bhikkhuni training. There had been Buddha Vision Bhikkhu training already going on in India, but the Bhikkhunis of India had really not had much training at all. They had been ordained in 1998 in Bodh Gaya. They had heard about the ordination happening there. They walked across the country. They asked for their ordination. It hadn't been planned, but they requested at that time and received Bhikkhuni ordination in 1998, but had had really very little training, or not reciting Patimokkha or doing Sanghakamas or anything like that. So Ayyā Tathālokā and again a team of 5 bhikkhunis and 5 bhikkhus gathered at this time in India to offer training. Here she's meeting the bhikkhunis for the first time at the Mahabodhi temple complex. They had not planned to meet at that time. They just happened to come together and to give greetings. Ayyā T here is talking to Ayyā Samma Mahateri of Sri Lanka, ordained in 1996, who was one of the teachers there. On the bhikkhu side, we had Bhante Sujato was one of the organizers of this training. And this led to, this was, well, do you want to say your comment about this?
Just to say that, IIT has long had the aspiration to help and support the Bhikkhunis of India, and that's part of why we have 2 Bhikkhunis from India here now with us.
Venerable, your sound has stopped.
Oh, Tavira, sound?
Testing. Can
you hear now?
I don't know.
We can hear you. We heard you. No sound stopped.
No sound stopped.
Okay, very good. All right, yes. Yes, we have 2 bhikkhunis from India with us today, and it's sort of part of this same inspiration of wishing to offer training and support and just all conditions for the success and growth of the Bhikkhuni Sangha in India from this time. So yes, Bhikkhuni Avera, I'm looking at over in the corner there.
Just off camera.
Just off camera is one of our young, promising Indian bhikkhunis with us right now.
And her sister is on the call with us.
Yes, also her sister, Venerable Gotami, is here somewhere. And another young, promising Indian bhikkhuni. So anyway, after this Buddha Vision training, then Ayyā Tathālokā and Bhante Sujato flew together to Australia for an international bhikkhuni seminar at Santi Forest Monastery. Bhante Sujato had organized this. He was at that time the abbot of Santi Forest Monastery. He convinced Ajahn Brahm to come, and there's this great gathering of international bhikkhunis from many different countries, from Taiwan, from Sri Lanka, from Germany, from the Czech Republic, from Sri Lanka, many bhikkhunis together here, and also a number of 10 precept nuns, including the 10 precept nuns from Dhammasara Monastery. At that time, they were not bhikkhunis, and at that time, they were not yet thinking they wanted to be bhikkhunis. but they were curious and they came. And after this seminar, they then invited that Ayyā Tathālokā would come to Dhammasara and answer their questions about Bhikkhuni ordination. That was one thing coming out of this seminar, was that process with Dhammasara. Another thing that came out of this seminar was Bhante Sujato's Bhikkhuni Vinaya Studies book, and also, at least in some ways, the Sutta Central project was one of the this is one part of the development of that project. So this is at Santi Forest Monastery in Australia. Then subsequently, still in Australia, going to Sanghamitra, the newly founded Sanghamitra, which is today known as Newbury Buddhist Monastery, was founded with Ayyā Sucinta here as the first founder. And she had invited this contingent, mostly from the United States, to come to establish a Bhikkhuni Sima there and to have the first Bhikkhuni Patimokkha recitation in Australia. So that happened shortly after the International Bhikkhuni Seminar at Santi. Then there was the establishment of the Sima, the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha recitation, and many things developing later from that. So we have here also Ayyā Sopana joining, Ayyā Satima, and Ayyā Sudhira is an Australian Bhikkhuni ordained in Sri Lanka. So coming back from that, on the land at Aranyabodhi, Jill gave invitation. Here's where I should actually add an extra slide. I didn't have time this afternoon, but we should first add a slide about the first Bhikkhuni camp at Aranyabodhi. The Bhikkhunis were camping out, supported by Jill and friends. And at the end of that camping time, then there was Ayyā Suvijana's Samaneri Pabaja out on the saddle, and then also Jill's offer of the land. And so I should have some photos of that, but I didn't have time to fill them in. So maybe there will be a subsequent version of this where we get those photos up. Anyway, after that offer, then Bhante Gunaratana and Ajahn Pasano were invited to come and walk the land and give their advice, give their blessings. And so this is a photo of them in 2008 coming to walk the land at Aranyabodhi, and they did give their blessings and also gave the name for the hermitage at that time. So we have this day as listed as our founding day. When we commemorated the 10-year anniversary of Aranyabodhi a few years ago, it was commemorating this day. So after that first Bhikkhuni camp that I mentioned, there was a second Bhikkhuni camp in 2009. And this one was focused on intensive Korwat and Vinaya training offered by Ajahn Chandako in the Dances with Wolves teepee at Aranyabodhi in 2009. So at this time, of course, there was nothing built. Everyone was staying in tents, and the meeting place in this teepee there. But a very intensive time of practice with the Bhikkhunis there. And, that has had, that we're still working with those teachings today here in our community life now. So a lot of appreciation for what they learned at that time. And then in 2009, there was another trip to Australia, following up from that Bhikkhuni seminar and the establishment of the Sima and the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha. Then it became possible at that time for the Bhikkhunis at Dhammasara, well, the 10 precept nuns at Dhammasara, to go ahead, and they requested Bhikkhuni ordination. So this is a photo taken shortly before the ordination. Oh, sorry. There's one thing I didn't mention about this Bhikkhuni seminar. This was also the first time for Samaneri Papaja given by a Theravada Bhikkhuni preceptor in Australia. This is Adimuti, who during that seminar got her Samaneri Papaja. So that was a piece I forgot to mention. So there was already the Samaneri Papaja at that time. And then the following year, group returning there for the full Bhikkhuni ordination of the first 4 Bhikkhunis at Dhammasara. And we see here joining together Ayyā Santini from Indonesia. Ayyā Sucinta is here. Ayyā Silawati has already passed away. Ayyā Satima has already passed away. We have Ayyā Sobana. Ayya Dhammananda of Vietnam, and the candidates here. So following that, there were more invitations for more ordinations around the world, including Ayyā Tathālokā and Ayya Sobhana were invited to Thailand to visit Nirotarang by Pra-Ajahn Nantayani here in the middle. She's already also passed away by now. But she invited them to come and invited during that visit for Ayyā Tathālokā to give seminary papaja to several candidates there. We think this is not all of them. We think there were eight or nine of them. And so there's that in Thailand. And then back to California. They had the first dual Sangha all Theravada Bhikkhuni ordination in North America at Aranyabodhi during the 2010 Vasa. This was in the new yurt and the new Sima there. We had ordination for 4 candidates, including here we have Ayya Adimuti, who had become a seminary in Australia a couple years before, Ayya Palanyani of Germany, Amatanasanti, and Ayya Subhijana, joining together with Bhante Gunaratana here as the presiding senior bhikkhu. He said that in his 60 years of monastic life, it was his first time attending a bhikkhuni ordination. So wonderful gathering of both bhikkhu, very senior respected bhikkhu, and Bhikkhuni Sangha. And here on the side, we see 2 in the slightly more brown robes. We have Ayya Anandabodhi and Ayya Santacita present. So we'll come back to that, see them again. That yurt also provided venue for the first Dhammadharini Bhikkhuni Sangha Katina at Aranyabodhi, and we wanted to include, all the friends who have supported over time. Here in the middle, we have Lal, who is today the Dana coordinator for Dhammadharini. He's been a Dana coordinator for many years, but actually Dham here was the first Dana coordinator. Dham is also still a friend. He's a current Dhammadharini Support Foundation treasurer. And so just all these people over time being with us, we really appreciate and rejoice in that. All right, in 2011, the stupa came to Aranyabodhi and was assembled on the saddle there. And we see again, Anandabodhi and Ayya Santacita joining for this, still in their brown robes. We have here Bhante Shantarakshita from ABS Temple. And then the following year, later that year, just about a month later, a Bhikkhuni ordination at Spirit Rock. This was the ordination where Ayya Anandabodhi, Ayya Santacita, and Ayya Nimala received their full Bhikkhuni ordination. In the Sima there, we have Jack Cornfield here introducing, we have Ayyā Tathālokā here serving as preceptor, and a large and beautiful gathering there in the hall at Spirit Rock. So, meanwhile, things were developing at Aranyabodhi. Many volunteer groups were coming, many friends, many hands helping to build things like new tent platforms. So those who are at Aranyabodhi right now, I think, Venerable Dhammanusari, I think this is your tent platform back when it was new and fresh, and you can see who built it and appreciate them. So Anumodana. In 2012, there was another trip to Australia for a second Bhikkhuni ordination, again at Dhammasara. Ayyā Tathālokā and Ayya Sobhana and Ayya Sudhamma went for that again. Subsequent to this, their ordinations at Dhammasara have been offered with Ayya Santini as preceptor, but Ayyā Tathālokā went for the first 2 and served as preceptor. And we see here one of our candidates, Ayya Monisvara, in Australia. And then, later in 2012, we see some of those Australians coming to Aranyabodhi. So we have her here on the homemade tent platform being inaugurated in the sunny spot at Aranyabodhi in 2012. Also, Venerable Nimala and Santachari came back from Australia together. So this interconnection around the world with bhikkhunis going out, coming back. And Munisara was also, actually, she was one of that seminary group at Nirotarang in Thailand. So Ayyā Tathālokā offered her seminary papaja there, and then later bhikkhuni ordination at Dhammasara, and then later she came for the Vasa here. So, and growing web of connection between the bhikkhunis around the world. So in 2013, due to much needed timely essential improvements at the Hermitage, needing to get things developed so that it could be a safe and healthy place for people to stay long term. Then there was the rental of the temporary vihara at Grange Road in Santa Rosa, while the facilities were being more developed at Aranyabodhi. And so here we have Udana and Parami and Holly and Dom and many people, many friends coming together, which was for a time a wonderful place of community and connection in Santa Rosa. Opening Blessings 2013. In 2014, there was the third Bhikkhuni camp at Aranyabodhi, and the numbers are growing here. We have Ayananda Bodhi. We have, I think, 6 Bhikkhunis and 3 seminaries in this photo, all joining together. Also in 2014, then we see the growth of other Bhikkhuni communities around California, and this was the first Bhikkhuni ordination at Aloka Vihara, where some of our Dhammadharini Bhikkhunis joined for that. Ayyā Tathālokā served as the preceptor, but of course hosted and organized by Aloka Vihara. And we have this beautiful long line of Bhikkhunis and Bhikkhus together. Again, an interconnected web. Throughout this time, we've had alms round in Sebastopol and Petaluma, the alms round in Sebastopol being organized for a long, long time by Corina, and Ayyā Sobhana making strong commitment to go every single week. And so just wanted to appreciate this beautiful, beautiful alms round in Sebastopol, and the two of them for committing to this ancient practice and bringing it into our contemporary lives. It is very much the way that Ayyā Suchinta described earlier about in Fremont. We have to make some modifications for the US context, but it's something that we really love to do and are still continue to this day. So appreciation to Karina especially for making this possible. Also in 2015, Ajahn Brahm came from Australia to the United States for a Bay Area benefit teaching tour. This was intended to support the purchase of a new monastery for the Dhammadharini community. So this is him leading a day-long retreat at Wat Put Anasorn in 2015. We have Ayyā Sobhana here. And then that did have some fruit in the purchase of the monastery by the Dhammadharini Support Foundation in Pengrove in 2016. No purchase with mortgage, but still, it's a place that we are still here today. Okay, my share just went, but anyway, here, this is our monastery.
Sorry about that. You can.
Yes, so the monastery that we have here today, demonstrated beautifully. Sharing is not turned on. Okay, you just took away my hosting privileges.
Sorry, I was trying to add our second tech support co-host, and that didn't.
All right, I think I
work
can
the way I thought it would.
All right, here we go.
We should be okay now.
Here we go. Back to the slideshow. All right, so purchase of the Dhammadharini Monastery with mortgage in 2016. Here's the opening blessings of Dhammadharini Monastery. Many senior bhikkhus here. Also a wonderful Bhikkhuni Sangha gathering. We have Bhante Rahula, who is senior most Theravada Bhikkhu, at least in Northern California. We have Bhante Sila Vimala. We have Longpo Mahaprasert, Longpo Pasano on the Bhikkhu side. And on the Bhikkhuni side, Ayyā Tathālokā, Ayyā Sudhamma, Ayyā Sobhana. Matanasanti, Ayyā Adimuti. So many of these same faces, both on the Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni side, popping up again and again. So just appreciating them every time we see them. The new monastery then became the venue for the first Katina here in 2016. We see Lal again holding up that white cloth just as before. It became the venue for the first Bhikkhuni ordination at Dhammadharini Monastery in 2017. This was the ordination of Ayyā Anuruddha from Satisaraniya Hermitage in Canada, and also our own Ayyā Niyanika, who again I hope might be here on the call somewhere, from now at Pasati Vihara in Washington State. During 2017, 2018, and 2019, the Ayyā Tathālokā traveled each winter to Sri Lanka and among her activities there, she visited various places associated with the ancient bhikkhunis. Here we have an image of her at the Sanghamitta Stupa in Anuradhapura, paying respects to the great Arahant Teri Sanghamitta. And we have, in 2018, we had a wonderful visit from Jetsun Ma Tenzin Palmo, came to our new monastery here. And so we last saw her in 2007 at the Hamburg conference, at least in these photos. So wonderful to have her come. And I haven't started appearing in these photos yet, but I was there. I think I might have taken this photo actually. So this is getting into my era at this point. So anyway, I very much appreciated meeting her. In 2018, Ayyā Tathālokā traveled on a pilgrimage and teaching invitation to India and Nepal. We visited together the Chadumati Stupa in Kathmandu, Nepal, which it's in memory of Chadumati, who was another of the Emperor Ashoka's daughters. Sanghamitta Teri was one, and he had another daughter, though, Chadumati, who also became a Dhamma emissary. She went to Nepal. She first married a Nepalese prince and became a queen there, but later in her life ordained as a bhikkhuni and established a stupa there. So just seeing the great spread of the Bhikkhuni Sangha around the world and remembering her there. Following that trip, then Ayyā Tathālokā went to an international bhikkhuni ordination in Bodh Gaya, India, in January 2019. So this great first time for at least 10 years that there was such an ordination in Bodh Gaya. Ayyā Tathālokā is here among the Mahateris, the Mahateri section. We have Ayyā Santini, is that Ayyā Dhammananda? I'm not sure. Venerable Yufap Viditadhamma from Vietnam. In the Bhikkhu section, we have Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi here. The preceptor was Bhante Sivali, who is the, what is his title? Secretary, General Secretary of the Mahabodhi Society of India. He served as preceptor. So we have these great Mahateri Bhikkhunis who brought their students together for this ordination in Bodh Gaya. And this was, at this ordination also, they signed the Memorandum of Understanding for the creation of what came to be the United Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha International Organization, which has been, working to bring together bhikkhunis around the world to do all sorts of wonderful things like ordinations and programs together, and just keeping the Bhikkhuni Sangha connected around the world. All right, in 2019 also, we had a second printing of the Bhikkhuni Patimokkha 4th edition, which was first published in 2016, with a lot of work from Ayyā Nirmala, and also from Ayyā Tathālokā. The two of them edited this together and first published it in 2016, and then had a special commemorative edition for the Bodh Gaya ordination in 2019. Also the publication of Let the Light Shine, Reflections from Theravada Bhikkhunis, an anthology of of different Bhikkhunis' voices was published this year. And then in 2019, Ajahn Brahm came to California again, this time for the Global Conference on Buddhism in Berkeley. And he visited our Dhammadharini monastery, which his previous teaching tour had helped to support the foundation of. And here he is also looking at that Let the Light Shine book. So all of that coming together in one photo. Here we have Katina in 2019 at Dhammadharini Monastery. I think this was the year of Samira and Achala's offering. And then in late 2019, 2020, we had a very important step for the Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha. This was a international Bhikkhuni Dhamma Yatra in Cambodia during that winter. So Ayyā Tathālokā went along, and here we see again Ayyā Santini. So two Bhikkhuni preceptors here, also Ayyā Titacharini from Indonesia, and Ayyā Metajivi, first Cambodian Bhikkhuni, went along. And then with us, there was then Samaneri, now Bhikkhuni Dhammanusari. And during that trip, this Anagarika shaved her head. And she is now Bhikkhuni Jutindara, who is also with us this Vasa. So these three, Ayyā Metajivi, Venerable Dhammanusari, and Venerable Jutindara, are all with us here at Dhammadharini this Vasa. I was also very happy to be able to go along for this. It was a very meaningful experience. During that trip, there was the first Bhikkhuni Patimokkha recitation in Cambodia in contemporary times in Battambang in December 2019. This was the time at which Venerable Jutindara shaved her head while that recitation was going on. In 2020, we don't have so many photos. I think because of COVID, we weren't getting out so much. But here's one, a visit to Abhayagiri. We have here Ayyā Suchita with us at that time. In 2021, we had another ordination. I guess it had been 4 years since the previous one. And so this was in the yurt at Aranya Bodhi. This was my ordination, along with my ordination sister, Venerable Tisarani, and Ayyā Brahmavara, and Venerable Anuvidita. And two of the three of them were together on our call this morning, so we had a little bit of a reunion. But yes, we also think Ananda Bodhi is back here somewhere, I think hidden behind Ahimsa. Anyway, beautiful event in the yurt there at Aranya Bodhi. And also Venerable Tavira's Samaneri Papaja happened that day. Some friends gathered, and friends who have been with us all along. We have Jill, Shirley, Nampet, Susie, and Lal. And just want to remember all of these people. It's not only monastics that make up this community and have been part of this history. So these faces also are popping up again and again. And Anumodana for all of their support over the years. Okay. I see I am significantly over time, so but we're getting to recent times. In 2022, we established the Sima at the new Sala in Dhammadharini Monastery. So we established the Sima one day, and then the next day had a Bhikkhuni ordination. This was the ordination of Venerable Dhammanusari and Venerable Dhammawara in the new Sala Sima in 2022. And that, of course, is the space that we're in speaking to you from right now. It also provided a wonderful space for our Katina that year, offered by Shari and Shirley. It also allowed us, offered us the space for Ayyā Tathālokā's 25th anniversary of Bhikkhuni Upasampada in 2022. Again, familiar faces popping up here, Longpo Pasano and Lal and Susie and Susan. And who is that, Apple?
I think it's Apple.
We hosted a visit from Bhikkhu Bodhi here in 2023, very brief. We were happy in 2023 also to be able to go for the 40th anniversary of Wat Bhutannasorn. We have a couple Dhammadharini Bhikkhunis here, as well as some from Southern California, and together with Bhikkhuni Sangha, just appreciating all the amazing support of Dhammadharini from Wat Bhutannasorn for our 20 years. They've done a lot, and so we're very happy to be with them at that special time. In 2023, another important step for the Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha, we had the entire Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha at that time together with us for the Vasa at Aranya Bodhi. So Ayametta Jivi, Ayasata, Venerable Dhammanusari, and Venerable Jatindara. So these three you saw in that previous photo in Cambodia, and we had them together along with Ayasata at Aranya Bodhi that year. And actually those three are back together with us this year as well. We're only missing Ayasata. What? Yes, we do now have one Cambodian heritage seminary with us, however. Is Katina at Aranya Bodhi in 2023. Beautiful decorations are largely the result of having that Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha with us. They did a really nice job with that. In late 2023, we celebrated Ayasopana's 75th birthday and 20 years in monastic life. And Venerable Satima did a lot to that program, so to see her smiling there and with us this evening also. In 2024, we had the end of one era of the Dhammadharini Support Foundation, the presidency of our longtime President Susie Clicks, passing the baton to current President Supatra. So that was a beautiful moment. And again, just wanting to appreciate how much support, how much there is of our friends behind the scenes, without which none of this would be possible. So happy to have this beautiful moment of this important transition time. 2024, another ordination, this time at Aranya Bodhi, outside in the temporary creekstone Sima. Bhikkhu and Bhikkhuni Sanghas gathered together there. Katina at Dhammadharini Monastery last year. And then another milestone for the Cambodian Bhikkhuni Sangha, the seminary ordination of Seminary Ayyā Tathālokā, our longtime friend, Malai Uch, received the seminary ordination, not actually at Dhammadharini, but at the local Cambodian temple. The abbot there, Bhante Chandara, served as her preceptor for this. And subsequently she, since then she has been staying with Dhammadharini and training with Ayyā Tathālokā as her teacher and mentor, while regularly going to the Wat to meet with her preceptor, Bhante Chandara. And that brings us to this year. We're still going on alms round. We have this wonderful group of international bhikkhunis together. This is from our alms round in Petaluma a few weeks ago. And then just last week, we had our 20th anniversary gathering under the Nikini Polya full moon. And we'll be showing you a little bit more about that very soon. This is the morning after, with almost all of us assembled. A couple people were not in this photo, but just to consider going from the two bhikkhunis there at the opening blessings to, we had 20 in robes, something 21.
So Saturday night we had 20 in robes with 15 of them as bhikkhunis.
Yes, we had 15 bhikkhunis Saturday night and 20 in robes, including our seminaries and anagarikas. So yeah, it was just a wonderful, beautiful gathering together. And that brings us up to the present day. So what comes next in our program? We're going to share with you a film that was made. Our friend Kun Wan volunteered to make this film. We met her first in 2021. She was a a journalist with Voice of America, and she had a project to make a documentary film about the revival of Bhikkhuni Sangha, Bhikkhuni ordination around the world. She was visiting Dhammadharini as part of that project, and there visited also several other communities. And she did just a really beautiful job with that documentary. And then this year, hearing about the anniversary, she volunteered her time to come just to Dhammadharini to make a film just about us. And so she came in July. She spent 10 days with our community, and she's made a really beautiful film about that time. So it includes some of the history that we just saw, but it's really sort of a reflection on how that history informs what's going on here today, now. It's a snapshot in time, in a way, of who's here with us. So she interviewed a lot of people, but of course, not everybody was available for interviews at that moment. But anyway, she put it together very beautifully, and we're going to play that for you next. So could our tech support could start that up?
Dhammadharini was originally translated as women upholding the Dhamma in the feminine form. We focused on the Bhikkhuni practitioners and teachers, on providing space for those who wish to draw near, benefit from practicing together in the Bhikkhuni's teachings, and also there are the aspirants and those who aspired to enter into monastic life or who had already entered into monastic life, who wish to more fully live the monastic life or live it in the way envisioned and taught by the Buddha.
The intention was, with the founding, to show that women could uphold the Dhamma, that it was not limited to men, that it was at least a fourfold Sangha, not just bhikkhus and upasika, but also bhikkhuni. These were the 4 assemblies of the Buddha that he established and wished to be practicing well, able to transmit the Dhamma in each of these 4 assemblies. And the bhikkhuni part of it had been missing for a long time in Theravada Buddhism.
I felt very, very deeply, strongly in my heart then, the presence of aspiration here in this area. Mm-hmm. And a strong desire for there to be a women's monastic presence here.
Dhammadharini was founded in 2005 in Fremont, California by Ayyā Tathālokā and friends. There was a group of 20 friends who came together, and she was encouraged by some of her teachers and mentors that she should actually found a place for bhikkhunis in the US as she started to become senior enough that she could do that.
Having a place that was offered for bhikkhunis, specifically, particularly, and meant to support aspirants. That's our first milestone from 20 years ago, because there was not any other place in North America that was specifically dedicated in that kind of way. From that first year and every year since then, in the last 20 years, like 50 to 100 people interested in entering monastic life, exploring monastic life, have contacted us.
So Dhammadharini has 2 properties that are managed by the Support Foundation, and the monastics spend time at both of those places. One of them is Dhammadharini Monastery in Pen Grove, which is down on the valley floor near Sonoma Mountain. So there's a lovely outdoor space where people can come and spend time and do their practice. People want to come and make offerings, if people want to come and speak to a bhikkhuni, if people want to hear Dhamma teachings, then that's much more easily accessible in Pen Grove. So then Dhammadharini also has our forest hermitage that actually we had before the monastery, and that's about 120 acres of a redwood forest. Mostly it's a place where you can come and just be in the forest and spend time in the quiet and really spending time with nature and away from all of the human reminders of all of our human conditioning. I really do see that Dhammadharini has been maturing over the years. There were people who, when Dhammadharini was founded, and all along, that are saying that they think what we're doing is impossible. You know, people saying that women won't be supported to live in this way, women won't be supported to keep the Vinaya strictly, which we are intending to, and that it's too difficult to integrate authentic mainstream Buddhist values into America, that's just too much of a cultural mismatch and too difficult. People say all of these things, but Dhammadharini, this is our 20th anniversary and we're still here and we're still doing it. And I think a lot of people have benefited enormously.
So I have seen the whole Sangha, Bhikkhuni Sangha, grow amazingly in that 20-year period. We've opened so many horizons, both in this country and internationally. We've brought many bhikkhunis from other countries here and had our bhikkhunis visit other places. So I hope to see more growth in that area.
In India, we don't have any training center for bhikkhunis. I was really desperate to find a teacher who can guide me through on this path. I came to know about Ayyā Tathālokā when I heard of her interviews, I read her articles and listened her Dhamma talk. Then I feel like she's my role model. When I come here, I realize what the real meaning of the Sangha is.
This is not only for ourselves that we come here, but this is for our generation and generation of the bhikkhuni. So it's important to learn first what is important, so you can then grow the seed in you, then back to your country you can spread for the Bhikkhuni Sasana. I think Ayyā Tathālokā also having that in her mind, that she just still keep on teaching even she's very sick. That's very touching.
All sorts of people come with a diversity of interests and needs and wishes. The most beautiful thing to me is when that does match up, when those who are seeking the Dhamma are able to come here and find it here in some form or another. That for me is like the most encouraging thing in monastic life, is that connection can be made, and the Dhamma can be spread, that it can be shared and can grow and develop.
How lucky are we to have this Sangha of multicultural, multi-generational bhikkhunis here with us. It was daunting for me when I first came here by myself to show up to an event where I didn't know anybody, I didn't know anything really. I know a little bit about Buddhism, and it was such a good choice.
We feel like they are searching Dhamma and the realization of life. So we see like a true motivation from their sides to continue this. And if we have the capability, why don't we give them the support in our best?
I didn't come here just because it's women and I'm a woman. I came because they're kind. They're kind to everyone. And having a close relationship with a monastic is so precious.
There's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. People feel unease, anxiety. Sometimes people can't find the answers, and no matter how much they look for. And I want to say that there's answers here at Dhammadharini. This is like a well of water in the middle of the desert.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
As we're beginning now our 21st Vasa and our third decade with Dhammadharini. So we see then that's first and second and also third generation is here sharing Dhamma and teaching and practicing together. I'm really happy about this. And I love to see what the next generation is like of the sincere and dedicated bhikkhunis, how their hearts, their minds go for our part together in turning the Dhamma wheel forward.
So, a lot of appreciation to Kunwan for making this beautiful film for us. And also for making the next thing I'm about to show you. We wanted to share with you a little bit about the highlights from our in-person ceremony, in-person event last weekend. And so we took video of it. And very last minute, just 2 nights ago, Kunwan volunteered that she would put it together for us in a beautiful way. And so we're going to share that with you next. So you'll see a little bit of the event, which some of it was sort of what we're doing today, a bit of sharing the history, sharing the film. But then there was a very special thing that happened later in the event. And that was the arrival of relics. So you'll see here on the altar, we have some new additions to our altar here. We have the large stupas here containing relics now of Sankamita Teri and Anulatisa Teri from Sri Lanka. We also have here smaller stupas containing earth from the sites of 4 or 5 great stupas in India and Sri Lanka. Gathered from there. So we'll see in the video you're about to watch, we'll have some explanation of how these came to us, what the story is. But they were carried to us by 3 Bhikkhuni emissaries from Sri Lanka. And I just want to explain what's happening at the beginning of our video because it's silent with just photos. So it's this, we'll see the 3 Bhikkhunis coming to us from Sri Lanka. And also see some of Ayyā Tathālokā's earlier visits to Sri Lanka. So if our tech support could play that, I'm going to have to, so I might need you to pause on the photos at the beginning so that I can explain what's going on. Please go ahead. So this is the great wall mural at Kelaniya Rajamaha Viharaya in Sri Lanka. This is Ayyā Tathālokā's visit there in 2019 and our Bhikkhuni emissaries visit there just a little over a week ago. Then there's the statue of Vihara Mahadevi, who was, yes, could you pause a moment so I can explain? Thank you. Vihara Mahadevi was a queen of Sri Lanka a couple generations after Sankamita Teri and her ordination of Anulatisa Teri, these great arahants. And Vihara Mahadevi is a major part of the reason why we know their stories today, why we still have their relics today. And I won't tell her whole story in any detail. It's a long and fascinating story, but her statue is there and honoring her as part of the transmission of these stories and these relics to us today. So we saw just a moment ago Ayyā Tathālokā's visit there in 2019, and also two of our Bhikkhuni emissaries there just very recently. This is Ayyā Metajivi on the left and Ayyā Tathālokā on the right. And now we'll see the rest of their journey. Please go ahead. So here they are, ready to receive the relics in Colombo, getting on the plane together, also with Ayyā Gotami, carrying them in the car from the airport to Dhammadharini Monastery. Meanwhile, our event was going on. We had Ayyā Sucita visiting. Could you pause a moment? So we had Ayyā Sucita Mahateri return visit to us. Also Ayyā Sopana Teri coming to us from Empty Cloud, where she has entered the Vasa and will be staying longer term, but we were very happy to have her with us for a few days around the anniversary time. Also Ayyā Santacita visiting. They had tea together, many friends joined. And yes, please go ahead with the video. So all this was going on while they were driving from the airport. We paid respects to the Teris. We had gathering of 3 of the 4 former board presidents of Dhammadharini. We have Brenda, first board president, Susie and Supatra. We gave certificates of appreciation to many friends there that day. And then while all of this was going on, there was the arrival with the golden umbrellas of the relics and the emissaries outside. Their flight had been delayed. They weren't there quite in time, so we let them go into the meditation hall with the relics to rest and to keep watch over the relics while we prepared for the arrival later on. And from here, I'll let the video tell the story.
Yesang sambodhyang kesung sammachitang supavitang adana patinisake anupadaya yerata. It says in the sutta, for whoever is a stream enter or beyond, means they've opened the Dhamma eye, entered into the Arahanta path, irreversible, right? That's worthy to build a stupa for them, whether they're bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, upasika, worthy to do so. So, being in those places then, feeling this earth element and the sense of this body, and then the earth element in the bones or relics or charcoals of those who opened their Dhamma eye, and those who became Arahantas, those who were great leaders of the Sangha, those who taught the Dhamma well, excellently for the awakening, welfare and well-being of the many folk. So during these 20 years of Dhammadharini, in 2005, I didn't know of a single Arahantari stupa existent in this world at that time. And we have 4 Arahantari stupas in India and Sri Lanka now. Up until 2 months ago, when sitting here, smaller crowd here together under the full moon, then the earth, heat sterilized per legal recommendations. That sacred earth of those 4 stupas then arrived here in this spot, in this place, as it's been, as it is today here. I felt like for the Bhikkhunis, with the revival of the ordination, Then also finding the stupas again. Like if that was meaningful for me, I think I'm not so special. It will be meaningful for some others as well. And so for those for whom that's meaningful, then I felt like I'd like to offer. Some Maha-Upasika in Sri Lanka, coming to know about that and hear about that, then felt like, oh, if they're the Bhikkhunis, you think about the Western monastics being so intellectual, like rational, intellectual, just like to meditate and study suttas. But like if they have this kind of devotion, then Maha-Upasika wrote to me like, why did you ask for the earth? Why ask for the earth? Why don't you ask for the relics? If you have that kind of heart. Arahantari stupas and relics for quite a while now have been in the dedicated care of the Venerable Bhikkhuni Sangha. And it's such a joy to me to think of them now being carried in the care of Venerable International Bhikkhuni Sangha and coming to be in Bhikkhuni's place with those dedicated 4 assemblies of the Buddha who have been so supportive of there being 4 assemblies of the Buddha in this realm, in this time and space, in this very life here.
We are so happy we do our service with the joy, and we are very grateful to be here and deliver the thing completely.
It really was a great opportunity to serve the sasana, and also luckily all 3 venerables sitting here have links of ordination from the land of Sri Lanka. We were grateful to the Sri Lankan tradition that they allowed monastics to step first, and Venerable Mataji was carrying the relics, and so she was the senior most, and so every step she took was the foremost. So taking the bus, taking the flight, taking the seat, everything was honored. And in her form, we saw Sangamita Theri and Anula Devi Theri being venerated and respected, and in a way, like celebrated by people of Sri Lanka to, okay, with due permission, we move forward.
The names of the Bhikkhunis are, in India, the Parinibbana Stupa of Mahapajapati Gautami Theri, and a large number of the founding mothers of the Bhikkhuni Sangha in the village, outside village Birpur in Vaishali, which means Vaisali in India. The great miracle stupa of Upalawana Theri, foremost of the Buddha's Bhikkhuni disciples in spiritual powers, in Sankisa, also called Sankasha, in India. The cremation stupa of Sankamita Mahatheri in Anuradhapura, Sri Lanka, and the bone relic stupa of Anula Tisa Theri in Mahintale. It's not far from Anuradhapura, the area where Mahinda Thero first arrived in Sri Lanka. So she's Sri Lanka's first Bhikkhuni Arahanta. So these 4 Arahant Theri stupas, plus the 5th is in Savati, Shravasti, In India, the Maha-Upasika Visakha's stupa. These are the 5. May the power of these blessings be of great benefit to us.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Sambuddhassa mahakaruniko netho Pore tva paramai sabbe pata sampati matamai Jawa jena hata te jaya mangala.
Oh, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So once again, thanks to Kunwan for putting that video together, and anumodana to everyone involved in bringing the relics here. It's such an amazing thing that it happened that way. It was unexpected, and so many people had to come together to make that happen. We have a couple of them here with us this evening. Gotami, would you like to once again say a few words about your experience bringing the relics? And also from Aranya Bodhi, I think we have maybe Ayameta Jivi. Would you like to just briefly say a few words about your experience? Either of you? Yes, Gotami, please. Can we put her on the screen here?
Veneration to the feet of Ayyā Tathālokā and Sangha at Dhammadharini, and also at Aranya Bodhi Hermitage, and also veneration to the feet of all the elder Bhikkhunis who have joined us for this celebration online right now. It was an honor to be the part of such a sacred and auspicious mission to carry the relics from Sri Lanka along with 2 elder Bhikkhunis all the way across the ocean to the Dhammadharini monastery to commemorate the 20 years celebration of the first Bhikkhuni monastery. Just, I cannot explain yet, but would try to. So today I just found this beautiful image of Buddha with a Bodhi tree behind him, and the Bodhi tree reflects in Sri Lankan land is a gift from Sanghamitta Theri, and I see that Bodhi tree sapling which she brought as the seed of Dhamma and the seed of Bhikkhuni Sangha which she sowed, and the first plant was Anulatisa Theri, who was the first Bhikkhuni she ordained here, and also while walking just for a day visit in the redwood forest at Aranya Bodhi, Venerable Avera shared very beautiful quote of Ayyā Tathālokā, which stuck in my heart very deep, and that is, most of the redwood forest was caught by fire, but because the roots were still alive, now it has been a big grown up jungle. And so this picture here again symbolically represents that the sapling of Bodhi and the Dhamma was brought by Sanghamitta Theri from India to not only Sri Lanka, but now again to America. And as Ayyā Tathālokā very wisely said, because the roots are still alive, the Bhikkhuni Sangha will flourish again like the jungle at Aranya Bodhi Hermitage. So seeing this relics as a blessing from both Arhat theories. I just wish, may it be so. May we all honor the seed of Dhamma which Sanghamitta theory brought, and the first plant of Anulatisa theory, the first Bhikkhuni. May both their relics act as a blessing for all the Bhikkhuni Sangha, and may we all attain the fruits of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Also, last evening, Venerable Matajivi just made sure whether I conveyed few specific events which were really special during our journey. So just to touch them in brief, an Arhat relics is very special thing. Otherwise also a person is being cremated, but their bones are turned into ashes. But the speciality of Arhats is that their bones do not turn into ashes, rather they turn into beautiful crystals, sometimes beautiful gems. And I have read few mesmerizing stories about relics before also. It's like if they are not well taken care of, they may disappear and they go according to their wish. Nobody can force them to stay against their wish. Like they really have to be venerated, and the person carrying them has to have enough virtue and paramis to hold them in their hands. So, see, knowing all these subtle qualities about an Arhat's relics, I deeply rejoice in the great paramis of Ayyā Tathālokā and Dhammadharini Sangha to be the first Bhikkhuni monastery to have the relics of sacred relics of not one but two Arhat theories relics right there in the two shrines. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I go down to your paramis and your virtues, Venerable.
Well, yes, well, I think she wanted to share that it's not only her paramis, it is the gathering of all of our Bhikkhuni power here at this Vasa, and all of you joining, and just all this 20 years coming together. Somehow all the worldwide connections made this possible. So whatever parami it is, it's shared. And Anumodana for your part in this. And also wanted to mention that we wish to not be the only Bhikkhuni monastery that has these relics. They don't belong to us. It's not something that we can own. And so there's thoughts about hoping that India may be in need of the return of these relics. So that might be a next step. We'll see.
Yeah, really thinking of these as global Buddhist heritage, not about us possessing them.
Yeah, that's what I last evening shared, that how I see this mission was belonging to Madhya Pradesh, the area where Sanghamitta Theri was born. The Theri's vision was not just to travel from India to Sri Lanka, but across the ocean to America. And yeah, very wisely said, may she return with Dhamma in her hands all the way to India too.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much for your sharing, Venerable, and for joining us again this evening. May I invite Venerable Metta Jivi? Do you want to we are behind schedule here, but I just would like to share a few words with us about your experience carrying these relics.
Whenever actually the relic, I let Venerable Gotami share already, but I have something beside, if you don't mind.
Well, I don't know what it is, but yes, happy for you to share anything about Dhammadharini's history or about what has been meaningful to you about the relics. Happy to share. We're about to open up to our sharing time, so yes, please go ahead.
Good evening from Aranyapoti Hermitage. I'm Bhikkhuni Metajivi, Honorable Mahathiri Tathālokā, respected Venerable Bhikkhuni Sangha, and Dhamma friends. Today we gather to celebrate a very special milestone, the 20th anniversary of Dhammadharini Monastery. This place has been a source of inspiration, learning, and peace for many people. I am especially grateful to Venerable Mahathiri Tathālokā, the best of Dhammadharini, who was been helping the Cambodia Khmer Bhikkhuni Sangha initiative. She has shown great kindness and support, especially to me as the only Cambodian Bhikkhuni. Because of her help, I have been able to grow spiritually. Thank you for her and others' help here. The number of Cambodian Bhikkhuni is increasing. We are very thankful to be part of this Sangha and to be invited to share in this celebration. Today, I would like to thank Venerable Tathālokā Mahathiri for her kindness and for creating a place where we learn and practice. I hope this monastery continues to grow and bring peace to many more. So may this celebration inspire us all to practice and compassion and wisdom. May Dhammadharini Monastery flourish for many more years. Thank you all for being part of this special. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu. Yes, thank you very much for your sharing, Venerable. We're happy to have you back with us. And, also something to share from Ayyā Tathālokā about her vision for the 3 Bhikkhuni emissaries. And her concept was that they're representing the 3 regions where Theravada Buddhism and the Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha has spread. So in South Asia, we had Ayyā Gotami, who's the sister of Venerable Avera, who's here with us for Vasa, from Madhya Pradesh, India. And from Southeast Asia, Ayyā Metajivi. And from the West, we had Ayyā Tathālokā from Germany, who was able to join us for this morning's program, but now it's the middle, not a good time for her there. And all 3 of them ordained in Sri Lanka and have really deep dedication and connection to supporting the Arahant Bhikkhunis. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So with that, I would like to open it up for more sharing from others about, well, what has Dhammadharini meant to you over the past 20 years, or however many years you've been around, or about these relics. Anyway, many friends gathered here tonight, and we are, let's see, how far behind schedule are we? We're about half an hour behind schedule, and we had planned about half an hour for sharing. So anyway, we might have a somewhat shorter sharing, but I do want to shorten something else. But yeah, it's important. We want to be able to connect with all of you here. And so I'd like to invite anyone who would like to share a few words this evening. Especially those at Parayana Vihara. Yes, I'm thinking of Parayana Vihara, Pasati Vihara, or Shari. Yes, happy to hear from Shari also. Yes, please.
Yes, I'm happy to let the bhikkhunis and the monastics finish sharing first. I wasn't sure if I was a separate item. I know
You're a separate item later also.
Oh, I am? Okay. Then,
all right. All right. Well,
please
okay,
step away.
All right, we'll come back to you then. May we invite, is Parayana Vihara happy to say something? We have here Ayananda Bodhi and Venerable Satima. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you both.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this very inspiring, wonderful celebration of 20 years, and it's so much more than I realized, actually. So it's wonderful to watch the history and see the photos. And yeah, so actually, while you were having the first celebration in person, I was reflecting on what it meant to me to come to the US with Dhammadharini, in California, and how different it would have been if there had been no Dhammadharini. And even though coming to the US back in, what was it, 2009, it was, an idea. I had the idea that we were going to start a branch monastery of our place in the UK of Ajahn Sumedho's a branch monastery of Ajahn Sumedho's lineage, and it just became really, really clear that how could I continue as a Siladhara when there's Ayyā Tathālokā and other bhikkhunis, but particularly Ayyā Tathālokā, just really putting her neck on the line for the Bhikkhuni Sangha and fearlessly just going forth and opening up pathways and breaking through barriers, really, for the Bhikkhuni Sangha, for the welfare of the wider Sangha. So that was a very important influence for me, and it's changed my life. So I have immense gratitude to Dhammadharini, to Ayyā Tathālokā and Dhammadharini, and everyone who's been part of Dhammadharini over these years, which is many, many people, both in robes and as lay support. And it's also very inspiring to see the lay supporters who've just been there from the beginning and who are deeply connected and committed and devoted. It's a beautiful, beautiful quality. So I know that Dhammadharini has gone through many phases and even places, and different people have come through and been inspired and then struggled and maybe been inspired again, or maybe
Maybe not.
this is the way it goes, and yet you're still very, very strong and full of Dhamma and a lot of, I don't know, I just have a sense of a lot of love and a lot of awakened qualities coming through there, a lot of generosity. So I deeply appreciate, I'm very, very grateful to Dhammadharini and all who have been and are part of Dhammadharini. And of course, deeply grateful for the opportunity to ordain, to be able to take Bhikkhuni ordination.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for that beautiful sharing. And yes, absolutely. Very glad to have you with us. And yes, we can reflect what would our experience be without you? Also different, all of these interconnections are just so important and beautiful. And Venerable Satima, would you like to say anything?
Just feeling so heartwarmed and inspired by all the wonderful videos and photos, and just feeling a tremendous wealth of gratitude for Dhammadharini and for how important it has been in shaping my monastic life. As a seminary, I had the great good fortune of having an opportunity to train there for a while, and it's very difficult to qualify all the ways that the Dhamma teaches us through the connection with good comrades and good companions in the holy life. But with Dhammadharini having been in place, and with Venerable Tathālokā, Ayyā Tathālokā having been so kind and generous to invite me to come in my really early years as a monastic, it made a tremendous impact on my life and has helped to inspire my going forth as a bhikkhuni. And I'm still marveling at how the trainings that I received there as a seminary are still resonating in my heart and are still helping to shape and develop the Bhikkhuni life. So I have such a deep appreciation for the existence of Dhammadharini and all of the supporters who have come together and are still coming together to make such a wonderful place in the world for people who have been so extremely well benefited as I have been. And my wish is that for Dhammadharini continue for as long as possible, and that all the benefits of the sasana, all the blessings of the sasana be with you and continue to support and uphold and bless all the tremendous endeavors and that you're holding up for so many people around the world. And I just wish to say thank you again and again.
Sadhu, sadhu, anumodana. Appreciate your well wishes, and you're glad to hear all you've said. All right. Is there anyone else who'd like to share? Shall we check Adaranya Bodhi? Is there anyone who'd like to say anything? Or Venerable Ayyā here? No? I think Pasati Vihara has departed. Might be a little late for them. Oh, or also there's a Shakya Dhammadina. Would you like to say a few words? Invited, not required. No? All right. Well, I don't see anyone volunteering there. Maybe we invite Venerable Ayyā. And come.
Venerable, I have sent a message. Can you please read that for everyone? I'm
Yes.
a bit sick, so I cannot speak on the video.
Oh, okay. That's Bhikkhuni Shakya Dhammadina. Yes, we do have a message from her that we can read later. But or is that part of our slideshow? Well, all right. We'll find her message and share. But first, we'd like to invite Venerable Ayyā to say a few words.
Thank you, Venerable. I feel like being the youngest and the most junior Bhikkhuni and kind of feeling like the third generation of the Dhammadharini monastery now. It's such a big support for the heart. And also, as Buddha said, association with the wise people is the whole of the holy life. And it feels the same, the heartwarming support, the guidance, and the compassion which venerables shower, not just on being the junior monastic, but also on the lay people, the upasakas and the upasikas. It's so beautiful, it's so heartwarming, and it's kind of feels like living the Dhamma, not just speaking it, which makes it more special. And tremendous gratitude flows for Ayyā Tathālokā and all the Venerable Bhikkhuni Sangha, along with Bhikkhu Sangha, who had all supported and made it work so that us, as a younger generation, could also learn the same values and pass down the true essence of Dhamma and Vinaya in its purest form to the generations to come, so that the Dhamma lives long and Buddha Sasana stays strong and leads to the liberation of many. Thank you.
Sadhu. Thank you very much. Okay, I see a hand at Ranya Bodhi Hermitage. Is that Venerable?
Found also the message from Bhikkhuni Shakya Dhammadina.
Okay. All right, just a moment. Let's hear the message from Venerable Shakya Dhammadina, and then we'll invite Ranya Bodhi Hermitage.
And Shakya Dhammadina writes, I pay respect to everyone and congratulations to Dhammadharini for completing 20 years. This is really inspiring for the young bhikkhuni like me. I hope to join Dhammadharini soon next year. Happy to share that the efforts of Dhammadharini and also all the efforts of the bhikkhunis in the world are giving amazing results nowadays. And soon we are having the Mahapajapati Gautami Charika program in the month of December. You are all invited to join us. Thank you so much, Bhikkhuni Shakya Dhammadina from India.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much for sharing, Venerable. And yes, Aranya Bodhi, I think that's Venerable Vandana. So another...
in the dark at Aranya Bodhi in front of me.
Sorry, it's really dark here. Trying to
yes, we understand.
I wasn't sure like if I feel like very good enough to speak, but hopefully I'm here. I just wanted to share how grateful I am to be here. Since last year, I'm coming here. This is my second Vasa at Dhammadharini. And I learned many things, not about only Dhamma, but also about life. And this is not this is not what it looks like, but like Buddha said, if you have a really good Kalyana Mittas, a really good companion with you who guides you through the path of the Dhamma. And I feel like this is the really great place for the people who really seeking for the Dhamma and who really want to practice sincerely. I feel like there's many difficulties. I mean, where's not difficulties? Life, it's really hard without difficulties, I feel. But I feel people are really supportive here, and the environment that we need, it's here. And please, I feel for me myself, I feel like I myself really difficult to handle because I'm really young, so many emotions, things, and yeah. But, but the people I really appreciate to handle me with my emotions, with my childish. I was like, sometimes I'm really childish, sometimes I'm really mature, sometimes I'm really acting old, but it really, I'm really grateful that we have beautiful Sangha who understand each other and try to learn from each other and encourage each other to grow in the Sangha. And it'll just look like yesterday I was here and it's suddenly 20 years and it feels like, oh, this time just like passed by just in blink of eye. So I wish I will be with the Dhammadharini in many more years, and I wish everyone who are with us, who is supporting us, may all us grow together in the Dhamma, and may all we have beneficial from the this path, and may we attain the liberation in this very life. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Venerable. Good to see you in the dark there. All right.
What do you think about sharing a video?
Sharing a video? Well, do we want to see if there's anyone else among our friends who would like to say a few words before? Could be those who have been around a long time, could be those who are newer. Anyone welcome to raise your hand? Well, maybe not. Okay, let's play a video.
Oh, maybe Venerable Dhammanusari would like to share from Aranya Bodhi.
Oh, okay. Yes, another from Aranya Bodhi, Venerable Dhammanusari. Please.
We don't know who's there in the darkness.
Okay. Yes, Venerable?
Yes. Good evening, and as everybody have known me so far, I've been come for a few vasa, but first of all, I try to just say it short. By respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and to pay respect to all the Mahateri Sangha, especially for 20th anniversary that Dhammadharini that have been grow, and then not just that, to have the Bhikkhuni Sangha as I am practice on this part. When I was out there, I feel like I'm in the pond, and then the wind blow this, blow that, because I did not have a strong support. But because my path have come this through, that I commit and attithan that since I have my robes, I will practice the Bhikkhuni Sangha. And Venerable, the Dhammadharini, Ayyā Tathālokā, have reaching out that take me to high ordination. So I just here want to wish that the Dhammadharini and our Bhikkhuni practice Sangha to grow as a fruit in a Dhamma and Vinaya. And this is my short message that is have not prepared, but is in my heart, and have given me in Dhammadharini that I have learned, and with the Aranya Buddhi that I have learned a lot of patience, and I have to learn more on this part. Thank you so much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yes.
Everyone is asking for patience only.
We're good at teaching patience.
Yes. All right. Would you like to play a video?
Or would Karina like to play a video?
Would Karina like to play a video? Yes.
Greetings. Venerable Ayyā Tathālokā, congratulations, all of Dhammadharini. Congratulations, congratulations many times. It's wonderful to be able to share this hemisphere and this country, this coast with all of you. It's a brighter coast with your monastery being here, and feel very grateful to be able to call you friends, mentors, and Kalyana Mitta, co-religionists, a little bit less nice.
More syllables.
Yeah, but very, very grateful, and congratulations on 20 years. May it be 20 times 20 times 20. May there be no collapse of the sasana.
Calculating.
I think I calculated it. So just to don't actually do that math. I think I might be wrong.
And longer than that too.
Yeah, that too. Just echoing what Ajahn Kobilo said. Rejoicing 20 years is huge against just all the mundane challenges as well, and feel like you really have set up kind of the first pillar of the Theravada Bhikkhuni lineage on the West Coast, and just to see how that's flowering in so many different ways now. It feels like we're part of quite a precious moment here on the West Coast, and with the Fourfold Assembly really gathering, and to see the Bhikkhuni and Bhikkhu Sanghas, that friendship and support growing, and we feel very blessed. So honoring what Dhammadharini has done for that, and wishing many, many more years and decades to come, and just a deepening friendship between the community up here in Seattle and with all of you. Congratulations, and we're very grateful for the guidance and friendship and care. So
we'll now say sadhu 3 times together.
Should we do a word of the week first?
Yep. The word of the week is
congratulations.
Yep. I'm ready now. All right.
Sadhus.
Sadhu,
sadhu,
sadhu. All right. So thank you very much to Ajahn Kobilo and Ajahn Nisabo from Clear Mountain Monastery in Seattle. And yes, we have a message to read from Bhante Sumita. This is, yes, thank you. So Bhante Nivitakala Sumita Tero, who has been a great friend and supporter of our Bhikkhunis for a long time. He's not able to join in person, but he sent a message that I'll read on his behalf. He says, "Dear noble sisters and Dhamma friends, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. What a profound joy it is to celebrate 20 years of Dhammadharini's dedicated service to the Dhamma and the restoration of the Bhikkhuni lineage. This milestone represents not merely the passage of time, but the fruition of countless acts of faith, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to the Buddha's vision of a complete fourfold Sangha. The Blessed One declared in the Chula Vagga that his teaching would endure for a full 1,000 years, with the establishment of the Bhikkhuni order. Through your efforts, studying, practicing, and transmitting the Dhamma Vinaya with such dedication, you embody this ancient prophecy and ensure its continued relevance for our modern world. The very name Dhammadharini, she who bears or upholds the Dhamma, speaks to your essential role as vessels and protectors of the Buddha's teachings. Like the earth element that supports all life, you provide the stable foundation upon which future generations of practitioners can build their spiritual lives. In the Therigatha, we hear the voices of accomplished bhikkhunis who found liberation through diligent practice. Their words echo through the centuries. We have done what the Buddha taught. The burden has been laid down. Your community continues this noble lineage, proving that the path to awakening remains as accessible today as it was 2,500 years ago. As we celebrate this anniversary, let us remember that your work extends far beyond institutional achievements. Every moment of mindfulness cultivated, every precept observed with care, every act of compassion offered, these create ripples of merit that touch countless beings. The Buddha taught that even a single person walking the Eightfold Path benefits the entire world. May this celebration inspire renewed dedication to the Three Jewels. May your community continue to flourish, offering refuge and guidance to all who seek the deathless element. And may the light of your example illuminate the path for countless generations yet to come. With deepest respect and appreciation for your noble service to the Sasana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Anumodana. Thank you very much, Bhante, for sharing these very inspiring and touching words.
And Bhante Sumita is our North American Ovadakacharya. He's one of the bhikkhus who offers the Ovada for the bhikkhunis every Uposatha. And he's also served several times as the senior presiding bhikkhu for our bhikkhuni ordinations, including mine.
Yes, I think we
very much
had
appreciate
his picture
support.
earlier, and his chanting in the video
Right,
a little
right,
bit.
in the video of my ordination.
So thank you very much to Bhante Sumita. So we are coming to the end of our scheduled time. I think we still need to hear from Shari, and then we might close with a little blessing chanting about that. Shari, may we invite you to speak?
Thank you. I was really honored to be invited to speak today on such an auspicious occasion as the 20th anniversary of Dhammadharini. And what came to mind to me as we were watching all of the videos and slides and hearing from all of the illustrious monastics and seeing the relics being delivered was the Buddha's declaration that the Dhamma is beautiful in the beginning, beautiful in the middle, and beautiful in the end. I guess it was my privilege to be able to participate in the beginning of the formation of the Sangha as a founding board member and serving 10 years on the Dhammadharini board as part of the first board. And participating as an upasaka in the Dhammadharini community has been one of the highlights of my life and really a treasure for my lifetime practice. I believe Dhammadharini was actually the first Bhikkhuni Sangha in if not North America, the United States. If you look it up on Wikipedia or online, Ayyā Tathālokā is credited with starting the first Sangha in 2007, but we started in 2005. So it was quite a revolutionary act to really initiate having a women's monastic group. And I don't want to spend a lot of time talking because I know everybody is tired. But I first met Ayyā Tathālokā before she became a Theravada Bhikkhuni, fully ordained Theravada Bhikkhuni at Wat Buddhanasorn. And she was known as Sunim. She was a fully ordained Korean Bhikkhuni. So I've been a part of this ongoing lesson in impermanence since I came back in around 2002. There's so many things that happened, so many rebirths within this organization over time. One of my dearest memories is Ayyā Tathālokā's, then Carol Porter's Anagarika ordination and her seminary ordination that I brought her son to witness in the field at Dhammadharini. And I remember the first time, I mean, I had never met a bhikkhuni before, and I was so impressed when I saw Ayyā Tathālokā having her head shaved. I thought, wow, she's really serious. So for a layperson, that was kind of an awakening. So many things have happened since then. And from a lay perspective, even the role of the lay community has changed immensely. Part of our job description as board member at the time was physically participating in remodeling the first floor of a house to serve as a vihara for the bhikkhunis, like scrubbing the floors. I first met Darlene scrubbing the floors in the Niles Vihara. And I remember Vivian, for example, to call out a few of the lay people that are here tonight, dousing for water at Aranya Bodhi. There was no water that we knew of, and Vivian brought her dousing skills to put that together. All along, the bhikkhunis have been such an inspiration for us lay people to practice. At the beginning, we just subsisted week to week. We didn't have all of these elaborate committees and all of these places to meet and pavilions. And even it was just such a simpler operation. But we never knew if we were going to make it. And Ayyā Tathālokā was our constant inspiration. Like when our courage failed, she kept reminding us to trust in the Dhamma, trust in the Dhamma. And without this trust, we would never be where we are today. So as I mentioned, it never ceases to amaze me how the Bhikkhuni Sangha in the US and worldwide has grown since the inception of the first Dhammadharini in 2005. And we're still growing and changing by the grace of the Dhamma. And I'm going to share just a couple things that are coming up. Let's see really quick. Go. Oh, technology takes me a moment. Let's see. Here we go. Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay. I'm not sure I'm gonna. Okay. Are you guys seeing anything on your screen?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to I did want to share an
Yeah, I might be able to share it actually. Hold on. Maybe.
I was made a host. I requested it earlier. But when I hit share, nothing comes up. So
I think I do have your slides, so I think I can share them.
Yeah. Okay. So actually what I wanted to share was the flyer for this event because it has a QR code on it. Would you happen to have that?
Yes. There you go.
Thank you. All right. So if you notice, we're really delighted to be here today and part of this auspicious event. But I wanted to talk about really briefly some of the ongoing projects that we're looking at. A 4-year project that we've been involved in is the completion of the fire safety road at Ayyā Bodhi. So we've been working on stage by stage for the past 4 years. And we really need to complete this project in order to ensure the safety of the bhikkhunis and of lay people as they enter Ayyā Bodhi. So if you would like to contribute to this project, I just want to mention we have a QR code right down here in the corner. You can flash on your screen and on your phone and go to our website to donate to that project. We're also looking at additional expenses to cover all the worldwide travel that's taken place to bring bhikkhunis to share with us during the Vasa. And we're hoping to raise $12,000 to cover the expenses of that airfare. As you notice, we do have quite a few bhikkhunis from all over the world. And cross-cultural fertilization, communication, and interconnection is so essential to the purpose of any Buddhist practice. So if you would like to contribute to that as well, that would be wonderful. And I wanted to put in a quick plug for our upcoming day-long retreat. Would you? Yay! Thank you. Our wonderful Kachayana Bhikkhuni is going to be one of the featured teachers. We have also invited Ayyā Marajana Terry, coming all the way from Cuba. I believe she's coming directly from Florida.
Florida. She lives mostly in Florida.
Right, but she is the founder of Theravada Cuba, and she is going to be speaking about interconnection and turning the tide. This is a meditation, a day-long meditation retreat. It's donation-based, and it's going to take place at a beautiful waterside clubhouse where our president lives. And you're all invited to come. And it is, we could say it's free, but we're hoping that you'll feel moved by the inspiration of these two amazing bhikkhunis to donate whatever you can. So thank you very much for inviting me to share. And I can only say this practice of supporting Dhammadharini has been one of the biggest inspirations of my life. And all of you are doing such an amazing job at upholding the Dhamma. Thank you so much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And Anumodana, Shari, it's been an amazing support from you for 20 years. Really steadfast friendship, and couldn't have done it without you, I'm sure. So Anumodana, we want to express at this time, we'll come to the close of our program, but we really want to express our gratitude, especially to the Venerables and Dhamma friends here and abroad who were part of bringing the Venerable 5 stupas of sacred earth and the Venerable Arahant Terry relics here to us, for our International Bhikkhuni Sangha and Dhamma friends who have been able to commemorate our 20th anniversary in their inspiring and encouraging Venerable presence. So everyone who supported with that, everyone who came together with that, and also everyone who has supported and been part of the past 20 years of Dhammadharini. It's an enormous, enormous offering and enormous benefit and blessing that this place exists in the world. You know, my own gratitude for this place, and that I've been able to benefit from what was created before me, and that I can now be a part of carrying it forward. It's an amazing thing. So I want to express Anumodana, gratitude, rejoicing, and we can go to our closing blessing chanting. I want to explain what will be chanted here. Did you do the updated video? No. Okay. So this chanting is the recollection of the 14, I keep saying 14, 13 foremost, comes out as 14, 13 foremost Arahant Bhikkhunis at the time of the Buddha, the Ayyā Tathālokā Bhikkhunis, who were named by the Buddha in the Pali Canon in Anguttara Nikaya as being the foremost in different inspiring qualities. And so sharing the blessings of these Arahant Teris of the past, from our teacher the Buddha down to today, to us here, that we may carry this lineage forward, carry these blessings forward. This is our chanting from our in-person event the other night, and we'll share with you as well now. to thank you everyone for joining us this evening. This is the close of our program. We can end by paying our respects to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha together. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Suakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅgho Sanghang Namami. All right. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Night, everyone. All right.